This is a princess pearl mushroom. The way that you're going to handle this mushroom is you're going to go from the back side and you're going to cut and cut. You're going to turn it to its side and then cut again. And now I have really nice, a little bit larger than a bite-sized piece, but there's lots of places for flavors to hide. So once again, I'm just want to get something that's larger than a bite-sized piece. And I'm using the base of the mushroom as a guide. So when I cut along it, I get to see where all of the mushroom caps extend to. So once again, just cutting. And then all of these pieces will go into my bowl. And next into the pan. Hey guys, by now you've probably heard about mushrooms, lion's mane, oyster. What does this all mean? Well, once you have your mushrooms prepared in pieces that are a little larger than bite size, you can go to my other videos and see how to prepare these and handle these mushrooms. You're going to heat up your pan. And we're going to put it all the way on high heat, and we're going to let that pan heat up. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why we're cooking the mushrooms. First of all mushrooms need to be cooked. I know that you see them in salads, raw, but all mushrooms need to be cooked. The reason that we're cooking them is for a few. Number one, the texture. Right now, these mushrooms are fragile. These are the princess pearls. But once they get into the heat and they've released their water, they'll tighten up and they'll get a nice little firm texture. Similar to chicken. Let's see. Is this pan hot enough? I'm going to test this pan with a little bit of water. Just a sprinkle will do, and it'll tell me right away. Nope, not ready yet. I want to see the water bounce across the pan, not form water drops and then make steam. So we're going to wait for that a little bit longer. Another reason you need to cook the mushrooms is for their nutritional value. Mushrooms have a wall that hold all the nutrients in them, and until they are cooked, that wall will hold the nutrients and pass through your system without you getting any of the nutritional value. These are high in protein, vitamin D. They help balance your immune system, and they really help in fixing broken red blood cells as well as creating healthy red blood cells in your marrow. I'm going to test the pan again. There they go. So I'm going to let that water burn off. And this technique is called dry sauteing. It's the most efficient way to cook mushrooms. And you can definitely use a wok for this. If you use a cast iron pan, your mushrooms will turn gray. And I'm just going to put the mushrooms right on there. I'm just going to let them cook for a second. Remember, this is on high heat. So we're going to be right here watching them. Just going to stir them around a little bit. Nothing much is happening yet, but you'll see when that water starts being released into the pan. And we want to be really gentle with these princess pearls when we're moving them around the pan. If these were some blue oysters or even some lion's mane, we could really shake this pan around. But with this, we just want to move them. I'm not even too worried about flipping them right now, just moving them around. You're starting to see some moisture come into the bottom of the pan. And the reason why I'm not worried about flipping them now is because I know when that water comes out, that means the bottom of these are now firm. So now I can go in and give them a nice little flip. You can't do that. You can flip with your spatula. All we're doing is watching the water right now. And I'm going to turn these on a medium low now, because I see that the water's already starting to really dry up. And we are almost finished. Give them one more toss. Gonna let them go for a little bit longer. I'm gonna turn this heat up. I want to hear a nice even sizzle. And if you can see now, they're starting to get golden brown. Just a little gold. And this is really prepping the mushrooms to use as an ingredient. Once they're in this state, then I can add them to any recipe. And that's it. You see there's no more bubbles pouring out of it. They're not dry, they're still moist. And they're not sticking to the pan. If they are sticking to the pan, they're done. And now I'm gonna, for teaching purposes, I'm gonna show you that now that once fragile piece of mushroom is now really firm. So now, you know, even ripping it, we have texture now. So that's what we're, and this is going to be what we use in our actual recipes. So this is just the prep to add to your recipe. Last thing that I do is add a little salt. And of course, I don't have it out. So you guys know how to add salt. And you're going to put this aside. Step one is done in preparing your mushrooms. Thank you. Now that we have prepared our mushrooms, we are now going to season them and get them ready to use in a meal. So me and my daughter, I'm going to use our favorite seasonings. So I'm going to add a little salt. Turn the stove on. I like Old Bay and poultry seasoning, which doesn't have poultry in it. And kind of like if you were to make tacos, now all your seasonings are dry on top. Hear that pan start sizzling? Add a little bit of water. On your packaging, it would say 1/4 cup per pound. So to me, it's just add a little bit. You just want everything to come together. You want those seasonings to get filled with water so that they have a nice texture. A little more salt, because we like it spicy, but not too spicy. We're going to just add some hot sauce to that. We're going to let the water cook down, and that's going to give our meat a chance to really marinate. So I kind of press it down. And remember, these pieces are firm now because we set that texture in earlier during the first prep. So now you can push on these, you know, let them squeeze it back in that flavor. We're going to just let that water boil out. It's going to condense the flavors. Now that we've rehydrated all of those herbs, that flavor is going to suck right into the middle of those mushrooms. And they'll take on any flavor really well. And that's why they're so fun, because each one has different textures and you can recreate your favorite meals if you're trying to use it to replace meat. If you're not looking to replace meat and you want something new and fun and exciting, these have endless amounts of flavors and textures. And if you find a local grower, that's the best, because then the nutrients in them are specific to your area. And see how it's starting to, all that water now is soaked up into there? This is finished seasoning and marinating, and now you have options. You can put this into any of your favorite dishes, or you can put it in the refrigerator and now you get 5 days out of it. If you have a whole bunch of mushrooms, then you could cook them all down like this and freeze them as well. But have fun, try new things, ask questions. I definitely want to know what you guys want to know. And thank you.